sure it's been high drama and high emotions for many of your players personally over the last 24, 48 hours. First of all, how's Ben White and just how happy was he yesterday, about 24 hours ago?
I think he was very happy. I think the rest of the staff and players were so happy for him. I think he fully deserves it, and you could see that it was a big moment for him.
And how proud are you to have helped him on this journey to a World Cup?
All the credit is down to him, what he's done. If you look at his career and how far he's come in a very short period of time, it tells everything about the person, the player, his ambition, and especially the consistency that he's achieved over the last 2 years, I think.
And has he thanked you for moving him to fullback this season?
No, we have discussed that, and every player needs some time and understand the reasons why. I think he's really enjoying it, and I think he brings him other opportunities, and being a versatile player, I think is something rare in this world, and I think he's got the capacities to fulfill that.
For every high, there's of course some people that miss out. How have you had to deal with them this week? Has there been an arm around the shoulder of the likes of Gabriel?
I think the boys, they've been really good with each other. Obviously, we knew how much it meant to be Gabi, to be selected and be part of the national team. But unfortunately, he didn't have the space this time. The good news is that he's really young, and he will have other opportunities. And you have to respect those decisions and carry on your career.
Take you back to last weekend. You said the win against Chelsea gave you a real sense, and this group a real sense of belief. If you end this first part of the season and you're top at Christmas, how much more will that give you going to the second part?
It will give great, but our focus is to play better every single day, and to try to play better tomorrow than we did against Chelsea. And if we do that, our chances to win the game will increase, and that's where our focus is.
You talked after the defeat midweek about your squad being a little bit short. They always say, don't they, or certain Sir Alex Ferguson said, you buy when you're strong and you buy when you're going well. And with that in mind and your position and knowing that you can go for this title come the new year.
I say that from day one after the transfer window, that obviously the demands of the competition that we have to be involved in are huge, and obviously some of the players and the experience of those players is not the biggest, but we have competed in a really impressive way up to now with the numbers that we have, and of course if we can improve the team, we are always going to be looking to that as a club.
Do you expect to be busy in January?
I don't know, this is so unpredictable, this window, especially with the World Cup in the middle. We'll have a look, we'll try to get the squad stronger, and as well be active, because you don't know what's going to happen in that World Cup, and touch wood, everybody will be okay.
Just finally, on the World Cup, and we're asking everybody today, so please try not to sit on the fence.
Okay.
Who's going to win?
One of my players.
One of your players?
Yeah, I hope so. Touch wood again.
Okay, brilliant, thank you.
Becky, Premier League.
Hi Mikel. Let's just start with a squad update. Is there any new injuries this week that we need to know about?
No, there's nothing yet. No.
Fabulous. Has there been any conversations for you with the players about, are they nervous, the guys that have been picked to go to the World Cup, about potentially getting injured tomorrow if they play? Has there been a conversation about that?
No, we discussed that topic before, and I always said to them, if you are thinking about an injury, probably it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen today, the next day, or the first game of preparation in the World Cup. So get out of your mind. You are professional athletes. This risk is always there for you. And do your job and commit yourself to everything that you do in every action, and the risk will be less. That's it.
And what type of game are you expecting tomorrow? Wolves winning midweek, and Steve Davis' last game as Wolves interim manager.
Yeah, special. Obviously, they are in a moment as well with very special circumstances. I think Steve has done a really good job looking at the games that they played. Obviously, we watched the midweek game that they played, but the game before, and they lost, not really meriting to lose the game. So we know Saturday night at that stadium, it will be busy and it will be a tough game.
Mikel, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. Do you think, or will it be, how would you put it, if you're top going into the Christmas period, is that above your expectations from the start of the season? Have you overachieved in your own mind in the first half of the season?
Well, what we try to achieve is to play better every single day, and I think we are making some strides towards that. I think the consistency level that we've shown it's much better, and whether we can sustain that level or not is dictated game by game, and that's our aim.
Already people are saying that the title race is just a two-team affair now between you and City.
Well, I think I'm not here to give opinions on that. What I want to do is finish as high as possible and play as well as possible.
How strange is tomorrow's game with the World Cup starting the following weekend in terms of people may be thinking more about the World Cup than the Premier League?
Obviously, this week there is a lot of talk, a lot of rumours, a lot of news, but our focus has been on the game, and we know that after that, what is coming for some players, something extraordinary and special, and for others, an opportunity as well to reset and prepare, and that's what we've done.
You mentioned Ben White's called up one of three for England with Aaron Ramsdale and Bukayo Saka. With Ramsdale and White, maybe a few eyebrows are raised when you spent the money you did on those two players, but you've been proved 100% right on them, and I suppose Gareth Southgate picking him to go for the World Cup with England is vindication of your transfer policy with both players.
I don't know, we picked the players that we believed that they had the qualities and the personality to be helpful and successful in our club, and then obviously if they are valuable to the national team, and in this case for England, much better.
Just a couple on the World Cup finally. What was your favourite World Cup memory ever?
When Spain won it, 100%. And one of my biggest mates, Pepe Reina, was at that stage making the speak and making everybody proud and happy.
And you've already said you want one of your players to win the World Cup, so I want you to go further. Which team do you want to win the World Cup, apart from Spain?
I don't know. Let's see. I think everything is going to happen naturally, and whoever is there, we will be with them.
Thank you.
James, at the back.
Hi Mikel, have you seen the strange comments made by Neto, a Brazilian journalist, saying about Martinelli's call-up being one of the strangest decisions he's seen in their call-up, and nobody knows who he is? I just wanted to get your reaction on that.
I'm not here to comment on others' opinions.
And also, a bit of a positive note, did your son enjoy the away end against Chelsea last weekend? When he got home, was he singing all of the chants?
He is learning too much and too fast, but
What chant in particular?
no, he really had a good time, and I'm glad that he enjoyed it.
Will he be there for Wolves?
I don't know.
Claire.
Going back to when you mentioned that you feel the squad is short, are there any specific areas of the squad that you feel are short?
No, listen, this is a comment that I made at the first day after the transfer window. That doesn't mean that it's not good enough. It is short, and we have used players. Like, for example, Marquinhos, you know that we had other plans, and he's been an important player and a player that has the capacity. It's true that we had injuries as well. Mo's been out for 3 months. We have Thomas out for a period. We have Alex out for a long period as well. So we have adapted to that, and we are willing to do that. But the demands are going to be really big for everybody, and we need to be ready for them.
Would you prefer to have a smaller group where maybe you can focus more on individual players, or would you prefer to have a bigger one?
I want to have the best possible squad in the world.
Hi Mikel, I know he's not in charge tomorrow night, but what do you make of Lopetegui getting the Wolves job? He'll be someone who would be interested to see in the Premier League.
Yes, very much. Great coach. His career talked himself, what he did in Seville, what he did in Portugal, what he did with the national team. Really good coach. He's not far from where I live. I know him really, really well, and hopefully after tomorrow he can have a very successful period here.
We'll talk about players that are going to World Cup, and Bukayo obviously. Just how much has he changed from the Bukayo that came back after what happened at the Euros to the one we're going to see in Qatar?
I don't know. Obviously, the experiences make you tougher, make you better. If they don't get you too down, and I think he reacted in a great way. I think the support and recognition he got from world football, it was something incredible for him, and I think that has helped him to develop into an even better player.
Do you think it strengthened his bond with not only the club but also with you? Because he often talks about how you put an arm around his shoulder and things like that. Has that helped you understand him and your relationship?
Well, I think the club in general, I think first of all Gareth, all the coaching staff and the England team were incredibly supportive and good with him, and that was very important because that was the first period after what happened, and then he's been in every stadium in this country, and the way they treat him, the way they show appreciation about him. It's something really rare, and he needed that. He needed that support, and now he has embraced that and take his game to a different level, I think.
Gareth?
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You guys had a very outstanding season. Where do you think we've seen the best Arsenal so far for the games you guys have played?
When?
Yeah. Which game?
I don't know. We have periods in big games. I think we have performed really well, especially against the top opponents. I think what we did last weekend as well showed a lot of maturity and another side of a team that when it really need to show it, it did it. So it's a working process all the time, and what you are able to do today, maybe you're not able to do it tomorrow, and you have to be in your toes to try to get the team always in the right energy level, attention level, and deliver the quality that is needed to win. But again, our focus is to play every day better.
You guys have been a young group. Are you surprised by the way you're performing so consistently, or it was part of your plan for this season?
It's not easy at that age, and what some of the boys they've done with 20 and 21 years old is rare. I don't know if I've seen it in this league, but credit for them. They have first of all the courage and the personality and the maturity to take the moments the way they do, and then obviously they have the quality and the talent to do it.
And looking at the second part of the season, what do you expect in terms of getting better?
Well, we will analyze the areas obviously that we need to improve, the areas that we're doing well, and just focus on the priorities and the things that we have to work. And then that pre-season for us is going to have different phases, and we have to maximize that period when we have the international, when we don't have them, when they are back, in what state they come back, and address that and try to be clever and good making those decisions.
James?
So following on from that, I mean, how much can you plan for that? Are you just in the lap of the gods in terms of when the players come back, what shape they're going to be in? How much can you really sit in now and think we're going to do this to compete for the second half of the season?
We can guess, but in football, guessing sometimes or very few times give you the right answer. But we try to prepare. Obviously, the way we're going to be communicating with our players, I think, is going to be really important without being on top of them, but just understanding how they're feeling, what they're doing, and try to support them and have another voice if they want to anything and be there.
If you win at the weekend, you're top of the league at Christmas for a long period. So psychologically, in terms of the mindset of the team, how important do you think that is to be top for another 5 or 6 weeks?
I don't know. We're gonna have to earn the right to do that tomorrow, and that's what we want.
And just on a personal note, Mikel, I know you've got the training camp in Dubai, but are you planning to go to Qatar at any point?
I would like to, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. But I would like to experience that. I would like to watch a few games and watch our players live, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it.
I mean, Jurgen Klopp was talking last week about how he felt managers, journalists, organisers, everyone should have done more at the time to raise the issues around Qatar having this tournament. I just wonder where you sort of stood on the morality of it, players going, people going, some people not going from Arsenal women's group because of the LGBTQ issue. Where do you stand on all that?
Well, I think the way the decision making is set up is extremely difficult for us now to have an opinion that really is going to change the course of that decision. So probably we have to change that pyramid, and I think it's going to take a lot of time and big fights.
Do you think it was a mistake to host it there?
Sorry?
Do you think it was a mistake to host it there?
I don't know. It's what it is, and you need to understand everything before that decision is made, and I don't have all the information to answer that question.